You saw the storm in me, and still you stayed. I gave you every broken piece wrapped in fire, and you held them like they wouldn't cut you. I never asked why you never ran. I was so afraid of the answer. You were the sky before forgiveness, quiet, blue, black, and waiting. I was too full of thunder to see you were trying to love me without asking for anything back. And now I can't even say thank you where you can hear it. I thought I was protecting you by being distant, by being cruel, but all I was doing, protecting myself from the mirror you held in your eyes. By being distant, by being cruel, but all I was doing, protecting myself from the mirror you held in your eyes. Now the mirror is gone, but the cracks remain. You didn't need to stay, but you did not because I deserved it, but because you saw something in me I still can't see. You were the sky that never asked for light, but still reflected it back at me. And I, too blind to understand, called it weakness when it was your quiet strength. If the sky could speak before it breaks into morning, it would whisper your name just once, so I'd remember what grace looked like. I thought I could carry the weight of your world without ever learning how to hold my own. You reached, I recoiled, you offer light, and I drew the curtain. Now I walk through every dusk, searching for a shape I once called mine. You became a shadow, only I can see, and I chase it like it'll turn back into you. But I was the one who turned away first. I buried the sun and blamed the dark. So tell me if I ever find you again, like I even deserve to say your name. You were quiet and I called you distant. You were patient and I called you weak. But now even silence would be a mercy if it came from your lips. I miss the things I never let you say. Sometimes I stand still just to feel your absence pressing against my back like the echo of an apology. I never let you finish. You live now in the shape of my shadow, always beside me, never truly there. And I wonder if you look at the same sky, does your shadow still remember me too? bitterness, silence, just to be near you without hurting you again. But I am only noise, trying to sound like love. I write in it because I don't know where your name belongs anymore. I speak like you might hear, though silence is all I get in return. I never said what needed saying, not when it mattered, not when it was real. If you still dream somewhere, let my words flow through the cracks in your sky. I don't want forgiveness, I want you to forget how heavy I made love for you. And if you ever smile again, let it be lighter than anything he ever gave you. The echo of you lives in moments I try not to remember, not because they hurt, but because they were beautiful, and I didn't know how to hold beauty without breaking it. I should have been quiet when you were speaking, should have held you when you were leaving. Now all I hold are words I never had the courage to give you. If you still dream somewhere, let this song be a whisper that doesn't disturb your peace. Let it live in the soft space between stars where we were never meant to meet again, but always will. You were a chapter I never deserved, but I still reread it in the language of regret. And if my voice ever finds you, let it sound like a wish, not a wound. It rained the night you left, not like a storm, but like a whisper so soft. I almost missed it, but I didn't. It seeped into the seams of everything I never said, and everything I said too late. You were the silence between the raindrops, and I was the thunder pretending to be strong, but it never cleared, not really. The rain just learned to fall inside me instead. And now, even on the brightest days, I'm so to memories only I can I stayed where the clouds stopped moving, the same bench, the same lie. I'm fine, even the sky stopped asking. I wanted time to heal me, but I never let go of the part of me that kept calling your name when no one was listening. You were the calm I was too wild to keep, and I was the storm you were too kind to name. Now I carry read the forecast of the night. I lost you written in every heartbeat. I still fake a steady rain never left. It just became my way of remembering you without speaking. Because some storms don't pass, they settle and stay. The sky burned gold the last time I saw you, like I knew you were leaving, but didn't know how to say goodbye. I told myself I won't wait, but every sunset feels like your shadow returning just to look back once more. You are the place where the sunset waited just a little longer, just for me. Even now, when the light fades slow, I wonder if you're watching too from a different sky. And if you remember how I once thought forever would be easy. I speak to you in moments I can't explain. The breath before a storm, the hush before a tear. The colors say more than I ever could. Maybe that's why I never stop watching, even when the sky has nothing left to give. The sunset never asks why I'm still here. It just stays for one more second, like you know what I've lost. You are the place where the light lingered, not because it needed to, but because I wasn't ready, and maybe I never will be. If you ever return, let it be in the glow between day and night, where words aren't needed and I can smile without breaking. Because some sunsets don't say goodbye, they wait in silence. The cold wind carries voices but never yours, a strain to hear. The thing I didn't say, like it might be floating somewhere between breath and silence. There was a moment where one word could have changed everything, but I let it fall between us like a leaf never caught in time. And now the wind whispers versions of what I should have said. Not I'm sorry, not don't go, just your name spoken like it mattered. They say silence is peaceful, but mine echoes like a wound. You waited for something and I gave you nothing but a smile I didn't mean. I was scared that one word might make me real, so I said nothing and became what I The sky still bruised from everything. The night couldn't hide, and I am still made of what I didn't say, what I couldn't hold, what I couldn't stay for. But morning doesn't ask if I'm okay, it just arrives. The dawn doesn't wait for the healing. It spills over broken things like they're mad in a way. And somehow that's enough to make me stand, even if I'm still falling inside. I don't believe in perfect beginnings, not anymore. But when I believe in showing up even with trembling hands and tired eyes, I believe and believe even when it hurts. I carry every scar like a secret, but the sun doesn't flinch. It sees me and still paints the sky as if I belong here too. The dawn never asked me to smile, just to open my eyes, and I did. Not for hope, not for redemption, but because I still exist, and that has to mean something. So I walk where the light leads, not because I'm healed, but because I'm still here. And the dawn came anyway. I used to ask if the sky remembered us, if the clouds still moved where your voice once was. Now I just look up, not for answers, but for presence. You're not here, but the sky still is. Even if you're gone, the sky remains soft and white, like nothing ever was. Still shakes when I say your name. The clouds don't tremble, the light doesn't flinch, and maybe that means I stopped needing the sky to answer me. I just started walking under it again. Even if we broke, even if I couldn't fix it, the sky kept going. So I will too, not as a new person, not as unhealed, but as someone still looking up. If I ever see you again, I won't say I'm sorry. I'll just smile and let the sky speak for me, because it always knew what I couldn't say. What I couldn't say. What I couldn't say. I wrote to you in the air, with no ink, no envelope, just breath. A sentence that never needed a reply. It wasn't come back or I miss yours. Are you still somewhere? The sky never I walk alone, but I'm not lonely. I carry your ghost like a second shadow. It doesn't hurt as much as it used to. Now it just follows quietly like a memory that remembers me back. I think you would have smiled at the way I keep trying, even when the wind scatters my words like dust. I try again. The sky never opened, maybe it hurt just enough to hold the pieces, and maybe that is the kind of answer we're meant to live with. So if you're still out there, wherever there is, know this: I never stop trying to say it, even if the sky never answers. You sat beside me when I didn't know how to cry. You stay when I made silence feel sharp like glass. I thought love had to be loud, had to be bright, but now I know sometimes it's just being. You didn't need to say anything, just breathe. I kept chasing the sun, hoping you'd smile. If the light was loud enough, maybe you'd forget what hurt in the dark. And slow winds, a place to rest, not rise. But the damage was done by light, not darkness. And now your silence ends, and I finally I walked ahead, thinking I knew where we were going. You said nothing and I took it as agreement. But silence isn't always consent, and closeness isn't always connection. Now the fall feels like my fault. I thought I was leading us out of the dark, but I was building the haze with every word I didn't hear. And somewhere in that quiet white, I lost you. Not suddenly, but slowly, like morning breath on a mirror. I mistook your distance for peace, and I never turned back until you disappeared. If only I had paused, steps looked harder, steps slower. The path wasn't wrong, just not yours. The fog I made wasn't to hide you, but it did. And now I walk that same road, hoping your silhouette will return. But far lose and give back what it takes. I kept moving, building fires, trying to keep us warm from a world that never cared. I thought my height was enough for both of us, but I never looked at your hand. They were shaking in the snow, I didn't see. You froze while I was burning for something I thought would save us. I didn't know you needed less heat and more shelter. Now the snow doesn't melt and your silence cracks like ice. I'm done by that. Spoken sparks, but you needed softness. I ran forward, but you needed stillness. And the more I tried, the colder it got, because I forgot to hold you. If I could turn back, I'd build no fire, just sit in the snow beside you. Quiet enough to hear you breaking before it was too late. You froze because I never asked what warmth meant to you. Now I walk through this eternal winter with flames that only burn me. Quiet. I opened all the windows, said, you can go if you need to. Trying to be kind, try not to cage you. I thought freedom was love. I never meant to invite the wind, but the breeze I call gentle tore everything that held us together. And when I turned around, you were already miles away. Carried by the silence I mistook for peace. I wanted to be the kind of love that didn't hold too tight, but I forgot that sometimes the ones we love need to be held, not set free. The wind still asking too much. So I smiled when you felt quiet and called it peace. But the sky was never blue, just quietly gray. We faded. Beneath an overcast sky, where nothing ever burned, but everything slowly disappeared. I waited for your sun, you waited for my rain, and we sat in silence until the world forgot we were ever burned. So I held my storms. You didn't want to drown me, so you held your tears. And the weight of all that unsaid became the weather we couldn't name. Maybe kindness wasn't quiet, maybe love needed thunder, but we chose the gray, and it eased us softly. Now the sky still hangs the same soft gray, and no one remembers the light we almost shared. We weren't broken, we were never clear enough to stay. It rained for days between our words, and I kept waiting